Hi guys, Brett here from Hearns, and today I'm going to take a look at and jump in the box of this Tamiya Astute 2022. This is based on the all new TD2 chassis. So all new for 2022. How cool is this? And this harks back to the original Tamiya Astute and the subsequent Super Astute. So let's have a look. We've got some really cool design features of this car. Really proud that Tamiya have actually developed something new. So first things first is the body. Now let's have a look at this. This is so cool. Tamiya understandably do the best molds in the business as far as I'm concerned. Injection molding and their polycarbonate vacuum forming. Have a look at that. That is so nice. It's actually very different from the four-wheel drive one, although it is does have front inboard shocks. So the front shocks are mounted inboard to give it that really cool futuristic look. Does have the enclosed driver cockpit, which is a really good design cue. We've also got the rear wing here, and that's actually got 3 lines of adjustment on it, so you can make it low downforce or high downforce, just depends how you cut the wing. And we've also got these little mud flaps here. That's really cool. I would love to see that get around with the little mud flaps on. What else we greeted in at the top of the box? Okay, suspension arms. Now, this isn't just the ABS plastic run-of-the-mill kit. This is all new injection molded polymers. So, and these have been designed with competition or track use in mind. So that is not just the shiny, cheesy ABS plastic. That has got a lot of nylon or glass in it. It's actually very stiff. So offering a really nice rigid feel while having a very high tensile strength. Really, really cool. And we've got some adjustments here for the shock absorbers. We've got the wheel hexes on here and some other hardware. Really nice. Put that to the side. What else have we got next in the box? We've got some, looks like we've got the top deck and some of the top mounts there. Nothing too exciting. Oh, tires. I love these tires. They're sort of retro cool, still with a legacy to the old. So we've graded the rear ones uses the Super Gripper pin style tire. Have a look at that big meaty pin. That is so cool. That will give so much grip on grass and gravel. Would be ridiculous. And here we have like a 2-rib try on the front. Really, really nice. That'd be really good again on the gravel and on the dirt surface. Really cool to have that on there, making it look like a buggy. And to match those beautiful tires, we've got the forever popular Tamiya star dish. 5-pointed star, much like in their own company insignia. Very, very nice and classy touch. Here we've got something really exciting. So this is where we start the drivetrain and the rear gearbox. It's only got one gearbox, this one. You might have seen my video on the TD4, the Super Avanti. That one also shares some of the same parts trees as this model does, which is really good. So we've got the 2 wing mounts here. We've got the taller and the shorter wing mount, again offering you tuning options. You can see the size difference there. There's about 5mm size difference. We've got our bevel gears for the gearbox, transmitting drive, and we've got some ball ends here, some ball cups. Really, really nice. Again, all made from that firm plastic. More wing mats. It's the same parts tree again. And we do in fact have the chassis, and this is a tub chassis, but again it's made from the high quality plastic, not just ABS, so it gives a really good rigid feel while also offering a great amount of resilience and reliability. Really, really cool. So the battery on this will mount across the chassis as opposed to the four-wheel drive where it mounts north to south. And you can see here the rear gearbox componentry, how the spur gear and lay shaft comes in from the top. However, from underneath you've got the differential that mounts from the bottom, and the motor as well. The motor actually mounts in this round recess here, the motor plate. Such a good design and feature there. Keeping the center of gravity really low will keep the performance and handling really, really high. This is a really cool parts tree. Let's have a look at this. Just rustling around. Okay, what are we greeted with here? Looks like we've got a bit of a motor cover. We've got the rear gearbox housing, the top cover here. Oh, sorry, that's underneath. So that one here, that's going to keep the diff retained in underneath and also protect the motor. So it's going to be the whole rear skid plate and diff housing. We've got the front top shock tower or rocker tower, if you will. We've got the conventional rear shock tower here, nice and firm. It looks like here we've got a spur gear cover and we've got a battery retainer there as well. Really nice. And let's have a look at the front end components, and that will let us know in fact how beefy they have made it. So you can see here, these are actually off the four-wheel drive. It's four-wheel drive brothers components. So these are going to be so over-engineered and strong for the two-wheel drive. It's just ridiculous. So here's a steering hub. We've got inboard bearings. So we're going to have a rotating wheel hex on there instead of a solid stub axle. Really, really nice and meaty steering block. And here we have our caster block. And that looks really nice. Where the turnbuckle goes in here for the upper camber link, looks like it's going to be really, really strong. And again on the rear, we've got plenty of meat around the thread holes here where the rear camber turnbuckle is going to go in, and the rear hinge pin, if you can see it there, not only is it like 2.5 or 3 mil, but there is plenty of meat and material around the hole there to give it plenty of strength. Got our super chunky rocker arms here, that's for the front inboard shocks, and we've obviously got some wing buttons or some other hardware there. Really cool. This thing is going to take a pounding. And let's have a look. What else have we been left with? Another parts tree here. Again, we've got the front bumper bar and skid plate assembly. I can put that to the side. Antenna tube. Let's have a look in our Tamiya box. And these are very specific to every model. I love that. They did it all the way from the Hornet and the Frog all the way up to their new kits. I'm just going to cut this one open and let's have a look in there. Straight away we are greeted with the driver's figure. A really crisp mold there. We've got some shock absorber parts in a blue bag for a reason. These will be front or rear. But yeah, that will be in a blue bag for a reason, for tuning parts. Driver helmet. We've got some more shock absorber parts here. We've got some, looks like we've got some pistons, some tuning pistons, some ride height collars in the parts tree. Our A parts bag. Oh, look at that. There is no anodizing like the Tamiya anodizing. That blue is just so crisp and sharp. It's such a good color. Here we've got the motor mount, the spur gear, some transmission idler gears. Can't see the diff parts in there. Here we have our servo saver, and that is our Q parts tree. The reason that I've included that separately is that'll be all different plastic than the other molds. So it's really cool that that's in there. That'll be very specific geometry to this model. Here we have our oil-filled shocks, and these are the plastic style shocks, the Tamiya CVA dampers, and there is nothing wrong with that at all. They are super tough and they actually work really, really well. Here we have bag B. In this bag we have our ball diff hardware. I can see here we've got our diff gear, we've got our tiny little thrust balls, our bigger ball bearings there for the diff, drive rings, and we've got our rear steel dog bones and rear steel out drives. Super tough they are. I'm going to break them in a hurry. We've got rear shock springs. We've got silicon damper oil, and for this I've chosen the hard oil, so it'd be a pretty heavyweight oil by Tamiya standards. And look in here, we've even got X rings in the shock, which is quite a competition focused thing. So they're not O rings, they're like an X ring, so you've got twice as many sealing surfaces on the shock shaft. We've got some springs, front springs in here. Again, more hardware and shock. We've got some turnbuckles and ball cups. Further into the box, we've got some mounting hardware, Velcro, body clips, and commonly referred to as battery foam. Last little blue bag in there is going to be the front shock absorbers, nice short ones. So these two blue bags here, I imagine that they're for both for the front shocks, that's why they're in the blue bags, whereas the rear shock hardware will be in clear bags. So that way you don't get anything confused. And it's little touches like that that make Tamiya awesome. And they really think about giving us a good kit to build. Not only a good kit to build, but a good experience building it. Yeah, they really want you to enjoy the experience of building their kit. Emptying the box now, what have we got? Some stickers, and these are really retro cool. And these have been probably penned and designed with help of Znug Design. So that's a little design house in Japan who also work in the full-size car making trade. They've done collaborations with Toyota and stuff as well. Beautiful instructions, Astute 2022 TD2 chassis. That is a nice looking car. Very typically Tamiya, we've got safety precautions on the front, all the terms, all the do's and don'ts, and then straight into it. And it sort of coaches you as you go and build your Tamiya kit. It tells you where to put your grease, where to put your Loctite, how much to put, and why you put it there. So if you follow that to a T, you'll be guaranteed to be building a good kit. Got some really nice fasteners here. I can see that they've gone for an Allen key fastener on this kit, which is really nice, away from the old star style screws, self tappers. It all looks to be, a lot of it seems to be machine thread. Really nice. Into the dampers, and again, they don't just tell you how to build the dampers, they tell you why you build it like that, the different shock oils, and what applications that you would use them. Again, a really scaled chart, so when you're doing your turnbuckles, not only does it give you the measurement, it gives you the exact size. So if you don't have a vernier caliper, you can put it over the top and get it exactly right, and that will be perfectly the measurement that they're stating. Really cool. Here we go to that front end, those steering and caster blocks that I was so impressed with on the two-wheel drive. I think this thing could really take a bit of a pounding. That's good that they've made a lot of reliability and resilience into this chassis. Again, we go into cutting of the body, where to cut it, what line to follow, which color, which paint to paint where. Really, really cool. And the wheels and tires. Now, we've shown you the Astute 2022, and the last thing that we touched on was painting the body. So, Tamiya have done something else with this release. They've also released a painted body version. So if you really like the kit and really like the box art but really don't like painting, this is the kit for you. And a lot of people don't. And let's take the lid off this one and see what we've got. Straight away you can see we've got the bright red body. You still have to put stickers on it, but we're greeted with a really bright red body, and the painted mudguards here. So that is going to replicate the box art. We've got the clear bit on the side here, so you can see the inner workings of the front suspension. Really, really nice. They've done the cockpit for you. Really well masked, really well painted, really high quality. So if you don't like painting, there is a pre-painted version ready for you. So that is the Astute 2022, latest kit from Tamiya. I'm Brett from Hearns, and thanks for watching.